We are now live. Assalamu alaikum. It's your boy Sheedskii here. We're back with another banger live stream. We got a very special guest. He got the best, one of the co-hosts of the best podcast in the Dunya. If y'all don't know him, we'll let him introduce himself. I'll let you have the floor.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, bro. Sheed, thank you for having me, man. I'm a co-host of the realest podcast in the dunya, the Three Muslims. You already know. And to any of our T3M fan members that are here, you probably recognize Brother Sheed from our stream when he took the Shahada, alhamdulillah. So what's changed, bro, since then?
A lot has changed since then. Ramadan was right around the corner from that. So I had a great Ramadan experience. If everybody wants to know like the details of that, my Ramadan was amazing. I was in the masjid a lot. I met a lot of new people. And it just being around the community, that was like one of the best things. And it actually, you know what I'm saying, put me more focused on the deen, like way more focused. Like, and then like the iftars together and everything like that, breaking the fast and all of you all on the same page and everything, man. And like one thing too, I tried so many foods that I never had,
Really?
like Middle Eastern food, like Middle Eastern food had a lot of that, like
Did you have any baklava? Bro,
go.
that stuff's gonna make you weak, bro. It's so easy to slip into having a whole box. Come on now.
Yeah, that goat lamb just so delicious, so delicious.
Oof. Allah Mubarak, man. And how was your first actual Ramadan, like physically? Because I know a lot of people that are reverts, no food is one thing, but no water too.
Yeah.
That's intense.
So at first, I'm gonna be honest, it was very hard at first. Like, and that's why I heard from a lot of people that was telling me that as well. Like the first couple of weeks, you're gonna go through it, but then after that, it gets easier over time. And it's like see, the only thing like I realized this too during the month. You know, Fajr keeps pushing back like every day.
Mhm.
It goes back. So like when it's around 5:30 a.m., it's good, but when it starts hitting 4 a.m., you gotta get up for sahur. You got to get up. But yeah, it was a whole experience. It was very good. Like I said, I read a lot of Quran. I learned a lot. One thing I'm trying to do now is learn Arabic to learning this original language and everything like that. Because I'm trying to
Mm.
get better with that, you know. Because I feel like because I also heard that it's some words that cannot be translated into English and everything like that. So that's why I do want to. That's my next goal for the rest of the year is try to get Arabic down pack and everything. But what have you been up to, bro? I've been seeing you doing a lot of different things. I see you went to Dubai, podcast with Sneeko. Alhamdulillah, you guys are growing. Channels like at 160K right now. So inshallah, you'll be at 1 million soon. But let's hear
Allah.
about what you had going
Alhamdulillah,
on.
man. Honestly, you are the first person to ask me that, bro, in a long time because I live by a philosophy where I like to talk less and do more.
Mm,
And we're surrounded by men that talk more and do less.
mm,
So for me, I genuinely took the last few months to focus on T3M with the boys, with brother Anhel and Rami. Shout out to them too, and just focus on my coaching business. Faiyad Fit. I coach Muslim men to level up, and that's a little bit about what we're going to talk about today.
right.
And I do want to go into your story and my story too. And inshallah, it's kind of like talking about our stories that can inspire them. And there's a little bit of wisdom here and there along the way. Also, did a little bit of traveling last couple of
Mm-hmm.
months. We did Umrah as well, which for a lot of the non-Muslim peeps that don't know what Umrah is, it's one of the voluntary pilgrimages as Muslims.
Right.
So we have Hajj, which is a big pilgrimage that Muslims are obligated to do, provided we can afford it, right?
Right. Right.
And we have the privilege and ability to do so. But Umrah is good too. And
Mm-hmm.
we went to Umrah right before Ramadan with me, Angel Rami, and we went with brother Wahab. So if you guys know the Warner from YouTube as well, we went with him too. And
Mm,
that's where we met Shooter. We met a couple other people, a couple other brothers, alhamdulillah. We were initially supposed to go to film a podcast with Andrew Tate, believe
mm,
it or not.
yeah.
And what happened was we planned that well in advance with Jewel, with sartorial Shooter, and close to December, the Tate brothers got locked up.
Right.
You already know.
Yeah.
And now we're thinking, Jewel's, back in touch with us, and he's telling us, inshallah, he might be out by then, so we could still do the podcast. So we kept the date and everything.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we planned that. We plan to go to Umrah after. Plane tickets are non-refundable, bro.
Right.
So at this point, listen, we're going there no matter what, regardless.
Right.
And as the days get closer, Jewel tells us he wants to convert to Islam.
Hmm.
We're like, really? And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, let's do a podcast together. I was like, of course.
Yeah.
And then he hits us up again and says he already converted to Islam.
Mm.
And we were like, okay, listen, Tate or no Tate, we're getting Shooter on the podcast, no
Oh
matter
yeah.
what.
Oh yeah.
Hundo. And that's when we went, you know, beautiful, wonderful brother. He invited us to his own home. You know, we ate together. He
Mm.
showed us around his crib, his
Mm.
collection of a lot of different things that some I'm not going to mention. And it was very nice. Alhamdulillah. Shout out to him and his family.
Mm.
And it was a beautiful base. You know, we had plans to make a little mini studio in his house.
Right.
We planned one thing, Allah plans another. So we ended up filming in his balcony, which is
Mm.
where you saw the podcast with the masjid in the back.
Hmm. Oh wow. Like, yeah, because like I said, I watched the podcast and everything that you guys have done. It's just, like I said, and it's just seeing you guys' growth. Like I said, like a lot, I don't know if people give you guys your flowers, but you guys are doing a great thing for the Ummah. You guys are doing a very great thing. Like,
Alhamdulillah, man. All praise to Allah.
yeah, you guys really do inspire a lot of people. And I'm pretty, like, everybody that watches you understand. Like, you do inspire a lot of people, and I advise you guys to keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, it's a lot of blessing down the road with the path you guys going on. But I want to talk about the topic of men's self-improvement, because you were saying there's a lot of men not doing enough. So I want to give your I want you to tell us about what ways you think men can self-improve.
So I want to go over a little bit about a couple different things,
Okay.
and you know that way the viewers can kind of mentally just jot down that these are topics that are very important.
Right.
These are very important, I guess, variables in the game of leveling up to become a high value man, not
Right.
just in dunya but in the eyes of Allah.
Right.
Because Islam is very beautiful. Islam doesn't leave us for too much speculation, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows when mankind is left to interpretation and speculation, they create the parameters on their own.
Right.
This is why a lot of man-made ideologies like, let's say, R pill and fem, and I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
mention any of these to get censored, and a lot of these they have good truth in them, but then they also have falsehood.
Right.
And mankind is not qualified enough to discuss and derive these parameters on their own.
Right.
So that's why Islam tells us exactly what to do. I'm sure as a revert, bro, sometimes you might have felt in the very beginning like, oh, there's a lot of rules, there's a lot of
Yeah.
restrictions,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
then eventually you come to realize that anything that Allah tells you is haram
Yeah.
is genuinely haram for a reason.
Yeah. It's a
And He
reason.
wants
It's a
that for you.
reason.
Exactly,
Definitely a
exactly. So,
reason.
so similarly, there's there's a bunch of things that I want men to focus on, and these things are genuinely going to help them level up. And I think it's absolutely important that we step on this. If we delay this, you know, we're not getting any younger,
Right.
and death is guaranteed, bro, for every
Right.
single soul. So, with this being said, the first most important thing I think that men should strive to achieve is a level of spirituality and closeness to Allah. Now, a lot of non-Muslims listening to this is, what? Who is Allah? What
Yeah.
is going
Yeah.
on here? You know, are they trying to radicalize us on stream, bro? Listen, so be it. At the end of the day, there's one creator, there's one God.
Yeah.
Everyone knows this.
Right.
And this one creator, this one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah just is just God in Arabic.
Right.
He created me, He created you, He created the heavens and the earth, the angels, the shayateen, the jinn, all the animals. He created everything. The thing is, unless you are a Muslim, you will never have the level of connection to Allah as you will with anything else. Now, this doesn't mean I'm throwing disrespect to any other religion. And if you're sincere with your religion and you do your research, inshallah, Allah will guide you to Islam.
Right.
But the point is, and Brother Sheed can testify to this because he
Yeah.
wasn't a born Muslim, was
Yeah.
he?
No, wasn't a
No,
born Muslim. Nope.
exactly. So in a quick, like 10-second nutshell, how did you find Islam?
By doing my own research. Like you gotta read. Like I said, you gotta look at it. What I advise people to do, non-bias. Do not have bias going into it. Do not listen to what society will tell you about Islam. Just go open up the Quran. That's why I advise everyone to do. Just open it up, non-bias for the non-Muslim watching, and just read it, because you'll realize that a lot of the things in there makes a lot of sense. Everything in there, it's like everything is justified and it makes sense. Like it's the truth. It's basically the truth. You got to read it yourself. That's how you'll learn it. You got to read it and non-biased though.
Word, bro. Word. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
And once you come to Islam, that's when you can begin your spiritual journey to Allah and come closer to Allah. So this would be first and foremost. This is kind of non-negotiable
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, many people live in the dunya and they're embedded into the dunya. They're
Right.
too plugged into the matrix.
Right.
So when you're too plugged into the matrix, you walk around thinking, you know what? Everything that I can see exists.
Right.
Anything that I can't see doesn't exist.
Right.
So because our spirit, our soul is something that you can't really see,
Right.
scientists, they can't really look at a brain scan and be like, you know what? I can point right there. That's where your consciousness or where your soul is located. They can't do that. They still can't do that.
Mm.
So because we have this spirit, this soul, it's very important. And our soul is part of this ethereal, unseen realm,
Right.
right? That only Allah is aware of.
Right.
But the thing is, our body is something we're aware of.
Yeah.
If your body is not kind of congruent with your spirit, with your soul, you are going to experience a level of dissonance, bro.
Right.
And you are going to feel this no matter how much money, how much clout, how much
Right.
fame. These are
Right.
things the worldly delusions will, I guess, tempt you with.
Yeah.
How
They'll
much
tell you.
women, how much anything, right?
Mhm.
Exactly. So if you're not one in mind, body, and spirit, you're gonna feel that dissonance. This is why this connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes first and foremost. Some people are spiritually hungry, bro.
Yeah.
And
But
because of this, it manifests itself in eating disorders. Maybe
right.
they
Yeah.
binge eat. Maybe
Yeah.
and the problem is, why am I eating? Why am I doing this? It's not a problem up here. It's
Yeah.
a problem down here
Yes.
with your soul, with your spirit.
Right.
And the same thing could be, let's say you're depressed spiritually, right? You feel like, you know what? Can I be forgiven? Can I be this? Maybe you just don't understand the mercy of Allah yet. You haven't
Right.
done your homework. And
Right.
because of that, you'll actually have clinical depression in real life, right?
Right.
So these things are very linked, but if you get your spirit and your soul in check by coming close to Allah, everything else works out, bro.
Right. And like I said, I do want to tie into what you just said about like getting your spirit and everything in order, because if you like you basically were saying, if you think about it, if you just lead with what the world wants you to do, like, because we all know, we'll use the matrix for the term, what the matrix portrays at you. They want you to get all these women, all these cars, and all that. It's not going to satisfy you. It's not. Once you get everything, because let's say you get everything, once you get it, you're still gonna be hurting in the inside. That's gonna be the first thing that's gonna, like, if you don't get that in order, you're never gonna truly self-improve, no matter what. Like, so you could do all that, but guess what? A lot of them be going to drugs, a lot of them do a lot of these rich people do a lot of different things just because of the stuff that the world portrays on them, and they realize they're not happy internally. So I feel like the only way to satisfy, because what I learned in this world is always something that you're gonna want. Always, it's always something you're gonna want. You're never gonna not want a new car, and it always something. It's always something you're gonna be able to strive for. But when you put your faith in Allah, that's when you realize that everything in this world, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like, it's little compared to the greatness of Allah and everything like that. And that gives you something to really strive for and put your effort in and everything. And if you do that, the stuff in the world doesn't matter. It doesn't.
It doesn't, bro. That's
Yeah.
the Allah Mubarak, man. That's literally what it is. Because hedonism itself, you're
Yeah.
right, it's a black hole.
Black
And
hole.
the more that you go, the more that you want, the more that you crave.
Yeah.
That's one level of looking at the problem. The
Right.
second level, which is a little bit deeper, is the more that you level up in dunya without leveling up internally in your spirit, the more that you have a gap between who you are and who
Right.
you think you are.
Right.
And who you are is really your spirit, your soul.
Right.
That's truly who you are.
Right.
That's behind closed doors, lights are off, curtains are, fully shut, and you're just in the company of your own space,
Mhm.
surrounded by nothing but the angels and the jinn, and Allah's watching over you.
Right.
How you feel, that's the real you.
Right.
Instagram, that's not the real you.
That's not the
In
real
front of
you.
people, that's not the real you.
Yeah.
So when you don't level up here internally and you're leveling up in the dunya, you're gonna get more and more of that dissonance that we spoke about.
Right.
So that's why it's very important that you become more congruent and you actually do the inner work without just leveling up with finances
Right.
and with dunya and with social circle and education alone. Now, these
Right.
things are not bad, but they don't come first, bro.
Right. That's the same thing I believe. Like, firstly, what you should do is just put your mind and everything towards God. So you got a purpose and you know what to do. Like, once you get everything, you know what to do with it. Like I said, you'll be humble with everything you earn in your life and everything you do with. Like, so you'll give zakat, you'll do things that what you're supposed to do with your wealth, because Allah gives to who He wills as well. So, you know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Another thing I want to touch on too is social media. Like you had said about it, social media. What I want to tell people, men especially, social media, you see everybody's highlight reel. all y'all, I know everybody see what's on social media with these rappers, singers, all that. You see everything they're doing. You see all these cars, all these mansions, and all that. They're not happy in the inside. I promise you. A lot of them are not happy in the inside. So, like I said, they had something to put their mind on. If they had focus in Allah, you'll see them move completely differently and everything like that. Like you see most of them are on drugs, to be honest. Most of them people are on drugs, crazy and everything like that. They be like all that stuff is like basically what we're saying was very important. I think men need to really tap in more with their religion before anything else. I recommend everybody getting as focused on the deen as you can, because like I said, once you go astray from it, you realize, like everybody realize once they go astray. Because when I was a non-Muslim, like I said, I used to party a lot and all kind of things like that. But then after that, I used to feel bad about it because I was like, why am I doing this? But I realized that's internal. That's something I had to learn myself, because that was internal. Because that stuff don't make me happy. It makes you feel good in the moment, but afterwards you'd be like, why did I do this? It's no purpose.
That stuff makes your physical vessel feel good,
yes,
and inebriated, but then it actually damages your spirit in the same time.
Facts. But yeah, that's exactly how I was feeling though. So that's one reason why when I turned to Allah and everything like that, my life is so I've been happier. Like I've literally been happier just because of me having faith in Allah. And I always know what should I do, what's my next move should be. Like I judge my moves off of what the Quran says. Like I'm like, okay, should I do this? Should I do this? You know, I want to live a life. And that's what I think all men should do. Try to live a life that Allah is pleased with. Don't live a life that this dunya is pleased. Because the thing is, everybody has to have an account for the actions on the last day. I want to specify that. That's a major part of self-improvement. Everybody gonna have to account for the action on the last day. So do you want to just take your time and try to impress these people here? They're not going to help you on the last day. Nobody's going to help you. You got to account for your actions. So you should take, what I advise people to do is take all that energy you putting into the dunya and put it into Allah. Because Allah, that's where paradise is. This doesn't matter. This is temporary. This is temporary until the last day. But there you go.
This is temporary worldly delusion, bro. This is what the dunya was made for, bro. This is what the Matrix was made for. I was speaking to someone about this, and I'll tap on this in a bit. But I wanted to say you're right, bro. On the day of judgment, it's like, bro, a mother is basically going to abandon her newborn baby on that day, because every soul is going to be held into account individually. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get any handouts. You're not going to get, any cosigns on that day. You can't ask your friends to revive you. Nothing. None of that, bro. It's like whatever you have built and established with your deeds and your relationship and your affair with Allah, that's all that's going to hold. The soundness of your heart, that's it. Your salah, that's it.
That's it.
Not much more than that. And I do want to touch on that point about social media that you said that, I think I read this post of yours. If not, it was like a story or a reel. But you were saying if men spent a fraction of the time that they do spend portraying this facade on social media in their actual lives, they would be 10 times ahead compared to where they are.
Facts. That is facts. Like I said, that's why I advise people to do though. Like I said, that's gonna be your main thing to do. Like the other stuff, this comes after that, because we're gonna deep dive into the stuff after that too. But the main thing I feel like you should do is just get focused on your religion, because that's gonna lay down your whole self-improvement journey, because you're gonna know how to do it in a way that Allah is pleased with. So that's definitely gonna help you out. But after that, after religion part, I feel like a lot of men, they do have like a lot of mental problems per se. I feel like that, like mental health is like, I don't know why, especially like, see, I live in America, and my people from America, you guys know, it's like America doesn't care about mental health. But mental health is a real thing. But what I advise people to do, like, I'm not a person that's never gonna say get help. I feel like you should go get help with your problems and everything like that. Like, don't sit here and just let it get out of control that you have to do something like drugs or something like that to feel like yourself again. Like, it's okay to feel that way, but it's what you do with it. And what I advise, what I normally do is this: how I handle my problem. So if I feel like I'm depressed or something like that, I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna go do something to take my mind off of that. Something that's gonna help me better myself and my mind and my spirit and everything like that. That's what I choose to do in my time, to get rid of those thoughts and everything like that. Because of course we all are gonna feel depressed at some moment in our lives. All of us are. It's like it's always gonna be a bad day coming. That's one thing I learned. Like it don't matter how good your days go, it's gonna be a bad day coming. And it's what you do with that bad days. Like, and also we can go back to the topic of Allah too with that. Like, that's why I say it's definitely good to keep Allah in keep thinking about Allah all the way through, even if it's good days or bad days. That's one thing that's good too, because if you're doing that every day, because some people, they like to think about it only on the times they go bad, and like when things go bad, they like to pray and everything. No, pray on the good times too. That's how it's exponential growth right there. That's how you keep yourself going and everything like that. But yeah, I advise people to hit the gym. Like when they going through stuff, do that. Do something. Find you something that you're passionate with and put your time into that, because depression, I feel like it's more mental thing. I always tell everybody that watch me, everything that you got in your mind, it could be fixed, but you gotta get control of this. If you don't have control of your mind, you can't solve no problems. Cause like that, I have people that be coming to my channel talking about NoFap a lot, and they got issues with that. And I'd be like, it's mental. It's mental. You have to get control of your mind more than anything else, because you can't control anything in your life. Like nothing's of your control. It doesn't matter. Like you can't control if you walk outside that you can get hit by a car. All that stuff, none of that stuff you can control, but you control your mind. Like I said, you could choose what you want to look at. You could choose everything. You have to get control of your mind. That's how you solve any problem. It's mind control. I'm gonna let you add on to that.
I love that, bro. I love that. Listen,
Yeah.
I think all these different topics, let's see, finances,
Yeah.
mental health, physical health, NoFap, all of these things, relationships, we're going to go into all of them. I did want to give a quick disclaimer. Number one, that all the things that we talked about thus far, like deen being number one,
Facts.
if there was an order or hierarchy of priority, that's number one. The second thing is all of these things that we're going to mention now, there's no priority. So I don't want you guys to think one is more important than the other.
Yeah.
I think that these are all multi-dimensional approaches to how to level up as a man, and you should tackle all of them simultaneously. It doesn't mean you're focusing on mental health, like Brother Sheed is saying, at the expense of physical health. You can do both. Matter of fact, one can help the other, like Brother Sheed is saying.
Yeah.
And you don't got to now wait till finances for later. You can literally level up in all of them simultaneously. So I do want to give that disclaimer that Islam is first. All of these worldly dunya level ups, but they're also for the akhirah too, and they help you for the sake of Allah.
Right.
These things, we can focus on them all at the same time.
Right.
So let's go into it with the first thing, mental health. So there's a big taboo on mental health. I'm sure you know this.
Yeah.
In America and just generally in the world, bro, even in East Asia, bro, mental health is just glossed over.
Right.
And people have trauma, people have PTSD, people have depression, anxiety, substance addiction. They don't know what's wrong with them. We're going to keep it very simple today.
Right.
All right. This is not medical advice. I'm not going to be liable in any way whatsoever for anything that I'm about to say. All right. Everything is just for entertainment purposes only. Come on now.
Yeah.
Number one, you have two types of problems mentally. All right. Now, a lot of people are like, what? Aren't mental problems all up here? Listen, you have physiological problems and then you have psychological problems.
Right.
Any problem you will have with your mental health when it comes to a psychological level, this is up here.
Right.
This is going to be because of anxiety, depression. There could be like a neurotransmitter imbalance. We'll talk about what all these things are. Some level of traumatic experience, grief, sadness, unprocessed emotions, childhood abuse, any of these, right? These are psychological problems for your mental health. Now, the second type is physiological problems. So these stem from the actual physical hormone, cortisol. A lot of people don't know what cortisol is, but it's the stress hormone in the body. So this is another way that, and I know you talked about, problems always up here.
Yeah.
You're right. That's strictly for psychological. When it comes to physiological stress, the cortisol, we got to deal with that accordingly. It's a little bit different, but it's very similar to what you said.
Yeah.
And these two approaches will basically help you with your mental health. Now, when it comes to psychological problems mentally, right? This could be anxiety, this could be depression, this could be anything, right? Bro, it's completely normal. There's no taboo. Everyone goes through it. Matter of fact, the Prophet ﷺ himself was very distraught at certain times if you study the seerah. And this is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed Surah Doha and another surah, I believe. And these basically came to remind him that, you know what, you're not alone. Right. And it specifically mentioned that he was actually going through a very tough time mentally. And he was kind of losing hope and kind of like, what's going to happen? Is this it? Is this worth it? we can't go as far as to say that he was thinking of doing anything, right? We
Right.
don't know that. So
Right.
we can't speak out of place, but he was definitely mentally distraught, and he was going through a lot of the emotions that we go through. There's nothing different. So the main takeaway here is, if you have these emotions, number one, understand they're completely normal. Mental problems, psychiatrically speaking, right? Anxiety, depression, all of these. I'm personally going to say not to go have any medications, such as antipsychotic medications, antidepressants, anxiolytics. This is just a personal thing, right? I'm not telling you to be in contravention to what your medical practitioner is telling you. That is
Right.
not what I'm trying to get to you. I'm just saying 99% of the things that you have mentally will go away if you do what I say without taking these prescription medications, bro. Because big pharma, I think it's on an as needed basis. If at
Yeah.
a certain point you need to be tranquilized, bro, you're having a panic attack, there's no other way. That's a different story, bro. I'm talking about the guy that just has a bad day, right? He goes to his doctor, and the doctor says, you know what? You're weird for having a bad day. Let me give you this pill, and you're going to need 2 of these a day for life.
Right.
Bro, you could have just had one bad day, and now you're on something for life.
Right.
So the main thing is understand that we all have trauma. We all have some type of abuse, mentally, physically, emotionally, and we've been through things. It's normal, but you kind of have to let this baggage go if you want to help yourself heal. And the way that you do this, first, again, this is only psychological things, right? This is not physiological yet. Number one is prayer. If you start praying salah to Allah, and not just the obligatory prayers, but the voluntary prayers, you cry out to Allah, right? This ain't Christianity, bro. We got a confession stand with the priest. None of that, bro. To another human being who sins
Yeah.
himself. Bro. None of that, bro. You have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you are praying out to him. You're crying out to him. You're telling him all your problems. This is number one. It's very therapeutic. And it puts you in a state of tawakkul. Tawakkul basically means trusting Allah. When you have trust in Allah, you let go of the things that you have no control over to the Most High,
Right.
and you only focus on the things that you can control. So it automatically takes this huge weight off your shoulders. This is number one. Number two is you can do either meditation or journaling, or a combination of the two. The thing with meditation is it's very simple. I'll give a quick like bullet point way of what meditation is. You basically just sit down with your thoughts, right? And it's probably, I prefer you do it in the dark, not with a lot of people, and you're just going to be thinking about nothing. Wait, what if I just say think about nothing? How do you think of nothing? I have work, bills, finances, relationships, parents, there's something's happening. Listen, the first couple days of you taking 10, 15 minutes, closing your eyes and just breathing, it's probably just going to be you sitting and thinking in silence, bro. Let's be honest.
Mm.
Maybe a week or two in, you're going to have that first glimpse of having no thoughts just for a few seconds. It's very liberating when you first feel that. And you're going to be
Yeah.
like, what the hell was that? But then the second you become conscious about that, you start having more thoughts now again. And you're like, oh, I lost that, And you try to get back into that state. But the more you try, the harder it's going to be.
Mm.
You kind of scrap that, you go a few more days, and then you have it again. Within the first month, you'll be able to have more of those, I guess, free, liberating spaces where you have no thoughts and you're just there in silence, in the dark, thinking of nothing. Eventually, the more you do this, you will be able to have these at will. You will be able to basically get into that state where you're thinking of nothing very easily. I can do that in a span of a few seconds. I'm not saying this to boast, but I'm saying it takes practice.
Yeah.
Right. And the more you get into this, you can not only induce it at will, but you can prolong it for as long as you want. Sometimes I can get into that state for many minutes and have no thoughts. And the point of this is eventually you get to a point where this is called subconscious filtering. So you will basically get rid of a lot of your thoughts in your mind that are bothering you, and that will bring up the things that you are not processing.
Mm.
So now one day you're meditating, bro, and you're thinking of someone that did you dirty when you were 4 years old. You were like, what the hell? Where did this come from? Is this even real? Did this actually happen to me? Did I get done dirty from a family member when I was a kid? I'm serious, bro. Like, people have these deep dramatic abuse and things come up. And it's not until this point that you actually realize that there's a lot going on in your subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is actually where like 70 to 90% of our thoughts are processing in, which means that all the things that you know about you. So your name is Sheed, you're this tall, you're this age, you're working on your real estate thing, you're doing your own thing. All these things that we have known as our identity, these are just in our conscious mind, which is just 10 to 25% of our consciousness, bro, of our entire thoughts, of our entire real us.
Mm.
The real you most of it you're not even aware of, bro. So
Yeah.
when you meditate, it brings up these things to the surface. So it could be something where someone lied to you a month ago, right? And you're like, bro, why am I even thinking of that? But it just goes to show you how much your subconscious brain holds on to.
Yeah.
It might be someone that, like an old partner that cheated on you. It might be something where your parents were basically, they had the best for you. They wanted the best for you in terms of intention, but maybe they were a little bit too harsh. And even though now they've changed, you're still holding on to a little bit of that tension and animosity, because at the end of the day, we're all slaves to our nafs to some degree, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like it brings you that in a way where it kind of just presents it to you. Now you can either suppress it, but don't do that. There's a reason it's coming to you now because you're meditating. You're ready to process and heal it. So you're basically connecting these dots. And the reason is this is what people do when they pay a therapist. The therapist just connects these dots for you.
Yeah.
You don't need to waste your money. You could do this yourself. I know this is the unsexy answer. It's going to take a long time, but it's better you do this now than later. So this is kind of the first way that I recommend people. And the second way is journaling. Journaling is amazing because journaling, you're basically writing these things down. And this is for people that are already very heady. Maybe just being in the company of their own mind is scary to them, bro.
Yeah.
So I recommend them just be calm, turn the lights on, turn on a candle, whatever you want, get everything going, set the mood, and just journal. Now, a lot of people are going to already start, especially the heady people. They're going to wonder, what do I write?
Yeah.
Is it gratitude journaling? Is it this type of journaling? Is it like a diary? I write what I did every day. Bro, just shut up and just grab a piece of paper and just write. Don't ask questions like, what am I going to do with the pen and paper? Listen, I guarantee you, within 30 seconds of you writing, you're already going to be just flowing. It's a flow state. The first day, you're probably writing what you did that day. It is what it is. Second, third day, probably more of that. Eventually, and if you keep this practice up, you're going to start writing about some deep stuff. The things that will come up in meditation, you're going to be writing about these things now. And the thing is, the reason journaling, I believe, right, and this is not medical advice, the reason I believe journaling is superior, because I've coached dozens of men with this too, is when you journal, you're basically keeping a backup copy of what's up here.
Yeah.
So your mind basically lets go of things because it knows, you know what, there's a copy saved up. Just like if you have something on your computer and you don't want to lose it, right? But you know what, your computer's acting up now. It's getting slow. The RAM is overclocked, bro. The hard drive is going through the roof. You can't even move the cursor without it lagging. So what do? You take some type of a drive or some type of big hard drive, external hard drive, and you basically keep a copy in that. And when you keep a copy in that, you can delete what's in your computer. And that's the same with the mind.
Right.
Your subconscious is holding on to all this stuff. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has hardwired us that way. Because life is easy, bro. We're living in a time where the hard times have created weak men, right? And now the weak men, the hard times have created strong men. Strong men have created good times, but now we're kind of in where good times created weak men, and now we're suffering with the consequences of the weak men creating hard times.
Yeah.
So now life is hard, but it's still easy in some ways, bro.
Yeah.
I can go on my phone and I can literally press 2 buttons and I got food at my doorstep.
Yeah.
I kid you not. Life is easy, bro. Everyone's on recruit difficulty. So because life is easy, we don't have actual stressors, bro, of like predators coming after us, enemy tribes coming after us like we did even hundreds or thousands of years ago. Because of this, our bodies have not changed. So everything is still a micro fight or flight survival stress. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You lose your job, bro, you're still gonna be fine, right? But your body's gonna be like panicking, like what is going on? And the thing is, all these things that your body holds on to, it weighs on your spirit and on your mind. When you journal, you write it down. So you're telling your subconscious that I don't need to remember these things for my survival anymore. Because if I write it down, it's already there. I can always go back to it if I need to. So then your mind lets go of these things. And that's how you do subconscious filtering, through journaling instead of meditation. But they're both very valuable. And over time, you will basically unlearn and get rid of this baggage that you have.
Right. Yeah, that really does make a lot of sense. I think everybody should journal. I think that, and meditation, I think those are great ways. I also do want to say though, I feel like you were saying, as far as the things in your mind and everything like that, everything you do is based off of stuff that happened in your past. Like everything, everything. I'm talking about the way you talk to people. Like if you got social anxiety, it could be a something that happened in your past, the reason why you don't want to you got issues with talking to people nowadays. So what I feel like that's like a good part of self-improvement is just trying to learn yourself. And also, like I said, y'all got the internet too, and start living in real life, because it's a lot of isms out there, feminism, all these isms and everything. It's making weak men. All that stuff is making weak men. But you got to, if you go outside, that's one thing I want to tell people too, to go outside and actually just experience the real world for what it is instead of what you see on the internet. Because if you look on the internet, the world blowing up right now. They're saying everything's wrong with the world, all this, but in real life, I'm not going to say all that's out there like that. And also, I say a good thing to do for my Muslims out here: connect with some brothers. Connect with some brothers. Y'all, you have to get together. You have to get yourself around people that have the same ideas and everything, and the same focus that you have, and that definitely helps you cure a lot of things. But it's definitely good to journal and all that too, so you can learn why you do certain things, because that's going to be your biggest thing in self-improvement. Learn it why you do stuff to improve it, because if you don't know why you do it, how you going to improve it? You're just going to keep saying, oh well, I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I do this. Why I have social anxiety? Why I can't talk to people? Why do I have issues doing this and that? You learn that by figuring out where it started, and that's where you can start improving it.
Hondo, bro, get off social media. You're right.
Get
What are
off
these
it.
men doing? Do you know how many people I find? Like, I'm talking grown men, bro. All they do is just post pictures of themselves, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
all
it's
they
like,
do.
bro, why are you so insecure? You need all these likes and all these comments to know that you're something.
Yeah,
But then behind closed doors, all I imagine is a guy taking 1,000 selfies, bro, wasting hours. Oh, which one's the best one to post? Which one do I look the best in? And then, oh, I'm gonna delete this. Oh, I'm gonna re-upload this, bro. It's so cringe. Like, what are
right,
you doing as a man? Just imagine, bro. The Prophet ﷺ bled and lived his life, got persecuted,
mm,
and literally died for this religion of Islam, to basically relay this message from Allah. Just for you to do this, bro, as a grown man,
right,
what are you doing? And this isn't a knock on social media, but understand that social media, it's a necessary evil. I
yeah,
have social media,
yeah,
but I use it for business. If I didn't, I tell everyone in my circle this, I would not be on social media, bro. I have YouTube and Instagram, bro. They're all intertwined. I don't have anything else. I don't have a TikTok.
yeah,
Maybe that's gonna change soon because I'm thinking of revamping my channel, right?
yeah,
I use Instagram again just for business. I have a YouTube channel. I don't have Twitter. I don't have
yeah,
Snapchat. I don't have I have Facebook, family group chat. You already know. That's it, bro. There's no need for this. And the thing is, Tate said this best. Social media basically deletes one side of the argument
yeah,
and purports a false sense of reality. What does he mean by this? If we have, and this, I'm going to be speaking about in Minecraft, all right? So I'm not speaking about real life here. In Minecraft, you got the left, you got the right, and they're basically two sides of the same coin. But they're gonna show you only one side.
yeah,
All of a sudden, they're gonna show you everyone posting a black square on their Instagram feed. And perhaps not everyone feels that way. But
right,
because that's all you're gonna see, you're gonna think, oh, everyone cares about this one thing.
yeah,
This is the narrative. Therefore, they know how to work with our hardwired safety
yeah,
mechanisms as men and women.
yeah,
It's like that tribe mind. We don't want to be basically disowned by the tribe, and this is not some Sheedskii evolutionary biology or anything. I'm just speaking in non-evolutionary biology, at least non-Darwinian biology.
right,
At the end of the day, we don't want to get disowned by the tribe, by the family, and that's why women particularly have groupthink, because for them to be left without a protector is far more consequential than a man, but men have it too. So it's kind of like, if I don't agree with everyone, then I'm going to be disowned by the tribe. I'm going to be left to survive and be stranded on my own. So
right,
therefore, let me always be appeased and in sync with the tribe. This is how hardwired mechanisms work. And social media uses this to basically allow you to be programmed, because it knows if you don't agree with the mainstream status quo, you're off to the streets, bro. You're off to just be left hanging to dry, bro. And this is why they will basically, I'm not going to talk about a lot of the heinous events that have happened in the last 2 to 3 years. You guys should know this, right? Um, and at the end of the day, why did they force us all these things? Why did they force us to do all these things, to wear all these things, to put all these things in our body, to stay at home? Why did they do a lot of these things? The reason that they did a lot of these things is basically control.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, if you are a slave to something else, and they're your God, lowercase g, then you cannot fully have that connection with uppercase G, God. You
Right.
cannot. It's not going to work out, bro. It's mutually exclusive to some extent. And this is not to say that you can't be close to Allah while still listening to music or being addicted to substances or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if you get to a point where you're not even questioning what you're putting in your body, not even doing research, you're not even worrying and thinking twice, where am I going? Why am I staying at home?
Yeah.
Like, why am I scared of this? Whatever.
Yeah.
Then you got to start asking yourself, like, why are you giving something more power than it deserves? And
Mm.
social media will do that to you. It'll be a very slippery slope. It almost gets to a point where if there's a trend and everyone's doing that trend, you're gonna take time out of your day to do that trend too.
Right.
And it's cringe seeing men do all these little cringy TikTok dances and all this type of stuff, bro. And it is what it is, bro. I don't get mad at them because there's a level of understanding that we are societally programmed. I get it.
Yeah.
So at some level, we are victims, and I'm not trying to make this completely on us. So yes, we do live in a society that conditions us to be weak. But what are you gonna do after you find out? Are you gonna
Right.
be a victim of your circumstances, or are you gonna be a victor where you realize that you know what, I gotta conquer, I gotta change my life, even though society breeds degenerate, weak men? Because I know this, I can be different.
Mm.
And because I want to be different, I gotta do different. I gotta move different. It's no longer gonna be just, oh, my dad was an alcoholic, so I'm gonna be
Yeah.
an alcoholic too. No, bro, they literally did scientific, primary peer-reviewed literature. There's studies to prove that in a lot of monozygotic twin studies, meaning that they're identical twins, right? So they're not
Yeah.
like fraternal twins or anything like that. And they were basically born with the same genetics, 100% genetic compatibility, right? And one twin grows up to be one certain type of way, and the other twin grows up completely different based on environment. So environment does play a big factor. So using this excuse that, you know what, my mama did this, my daddy did this, because of that I'm like this. No, bro, that's to some extent it's gonna work, it's valid, but then after that it's not gonna work.
Right.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not gonna basically hold anyone else accountable for you at the end of the day when the things that you've done were by your own two hands.
Right.
Yes, Allah is going to hold them accountable for why they might have pushed you that way, right? For example, a lot of people ask this question: if I bully someone and they end up deleting themselves, who's responsible? And first thing I tell them, bro, I'm not a sheikh. Like, don't
Yeah.
ask me
Yeah. Yeah.
anything like that. But just rationally, approaching this. If you bullied them, even though they deleted themselves, you're still going to be responsible. I don't know if it's for them deleting themselves, but you're going to be responsible for why you pushed them to that.
Right.
Why did you have to bully them? Why did you have to put them down? Why didn't you love for your Muslim brother or sister? Why didn't you bring them up? Why didn't you help them?
Right.
So you're going to be responsible for that. They're still going to be responsible for what they did
Right.
to that extent, right? Unless they were obviously like mentally not
Yeah.
sane or anything like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
or intoxicated or something like that, right?
Mm.
But if they in a conscious sober state of mind, in a good state of heart, in a sound state, they deleted themselves, bro. They did that to themselves,
Right.
right? And at the end of the day, long story short, it's a very deep black hole when it comes to social media.
Mm-hmm.
Women particularly, and this is something that I don't want to use that I don't want to miss this opportunity to
Yeah.
clarify.
Yeah.
Sisters, we love you, we protect you, we cherish you, we value you.
Don't do
You're
it.
so much more important than to just put yourself out there with tabarruj. Tabarruj is basically when a woman displays her beauty to non-mahram men.
Right.
Non-mahram meaning not her husband and not her, father, and those that are allowed to see her without hijab.
Right.
Women that are beautifying themselves for social media, they're showing themselves off. What are you doing?
Right.
At the end of the day, I get it. Hijab is a journey. But those that are publicizing this journey, come on. And we know there's a hadith of where the Prophet ﷺ mentions that a woman that engages in tabarruj, she won't go to Jannah, bro. This is an
Mm-hmm.
authentic hadith. I can put it up in the description if you guys want, because a lot of women are like, oh, where's the proof of this? Where's the proof of that? Listen,
Yeah.
it's authentic. And at the end of the day, this is not a game. This is not a joke. Tabarruj is serious. So it doesn't mean now you got to delete your social media overnight. It's
Right.
a process, right? You post pictures of yourself and with makeup and all this, lower the frequency first, right? Then eventually ask yourself, why are you posting these? Yes, the likes and the comments and the validation and the DMs, it makes you feel good,
Right.
but it doesn't make you feel good spiritually. It just makes your ego go through the roof and your nafs go through the roof. Ask yourself, why are you doing this?
Right.
Limit how much you post. limit how much you're giving random people access to your brain for and your
Right.
body for, and then eventually you can chill out and slowly delete some posts, slowly clean up your social media to the point where now you're talking just messaging friends and that's it, friends and
Right.
family. And then eventually you can get to a point where you delete social media. Because with men, we're not gonna fall into this over obsessive need for validation as easily as women. It does happen to men, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
it's not as easy as women because women are emotional creatures. You get what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Women are
Mm-hmm.
because you're emotional, you're more vulnerable to emotional, I guess, turbidities in the day. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. And as a woman, you're gonna feel insecure sometimes. It just comes with the game.
Right.
Why? Well, one, society literally programs women to feel inferior
Yeah.
unless they look like this ideal, I guess, Hollywood figure. You get what I mean? It purports this ideal woman. And any woman that's a real normal woman, it's not gonna look like that, bro. They're
Right.
not gonna be photoshopped with an anime physique. It's not gonna work, bro. Come on
Yeah.
now. So what they'll do is women they'll basically prey on women's insecurities,
Yep.
makeup brands, plastic surgery, the whole shebang, skincare, bro. What the hell? You don't need all these chemicals for. And now you got an insecure woman.
Yeah.
So this insecure woman now is basically going to use this to mask the insecurity. They got filters. Bro, don't think all these things are by coincidence now. Nothing happens by coincidence. They
Yeah.
got filters to make a 50-year-old woman look like she's 25,
Mm-hmm.
wrinkle free. They can put makeup on. Bro, if I take a wet wipe and just wipe a woman's face, 90% of her face is gone, bro. Makeup is fine, but why are they at this point, it's not even you anymore.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
are you trying to look like?
Yeah.
And my point is, at that point, all she has to do is post a picture to feel like she's it, bro. She's
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
And it's very easy, but it's fake at the end of the day. All these men are getting is free access to you for
Right.
nothing. For nothing. And I've seen a lot of sisters, unfortunately, Audhu Billah, it's a very slippery slope from Instagram to OnlyFans.
Mm.
And it's more prominent among the non-Muslim sisters. I
Yeah.
admit it. But Muslim sisters are still getting on OnlyFans.
Right.
Why? Because no one knows their identity. So they can kind of be just a faceless, hijabless body, just selling whatever. Astaghfirullah, may
Mm-hmm.
Allah protect us from that. And then after OnlyFans, what do you think is going to happen? So at the end of the day, I think Muslim women should protect themselves and women in general
Yeah.
should genuinely understand what social media is for. And social media was not designed to liberate you, it was designed to oppress you and control you.
Facts.
But when you hear a man like me telling you to get off social media, you're gonna think you're being controlled.
Yeah.
You're not being liberated. But in
Mhm.
actuality, society wants you to feel liberated while being shackled and controlled.
Yeah.
And it's this delusion, bro.
Facts.
But if you actually free yourself, it might seem controlling at first because controlling has been defined the wrong way by society. So as soon as you liberate yourself, you're gonna feel free and you're gonna feel like I don't have to actually worry about what these men think. These random men, bro. I just have to worry about my husband if I'm married,
Yeah.
or that's it. And I could just be myself. I don't have to worry about every time I want to go out, I gotta cake up and do all this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a husband, you can please your husband. That's it. And life is easy, bro. Life is simple.
Facts. Facts.
Went on
And
a
that's
little bit of a misogynistic tangent there.
yeah, but I do believe that like social media definitely tries to play on women's insecurities and everything like that. And that has a lot to play along with how they're trying to oppress you and everything like that. Another thing too, it's the weak men. It's the weak men that be giving them that attention and everything like that. And that will mess it up.
The Simps, bro.
Yeah, the simps, man. Like they be giving them all the attention and everything, and that just messes the whole thing up because it boosts their ego. It boosts their ego. So they feel like every time they gotta go out, they gotta put makeup on, they gotta do all this, they gotta do all that. They gotta feel less about themselves. Allah gave you your blueprint. That's your blueprint. That's your card that you have to work with. But society will beat that out of you, that you're not perfect. You're not this, you're not that. And that just makes you do stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Basically, you shouldn't be doing. Like it doesn't make sense to me, man. It's social media though. But like I said, what I recommend people using social media for is business purposes only, to connect with friends and family. That's what you should use it for. You shouldn't be using it, but if you pay attention to the algorithm will put stuff in front of you that you don't need to be seeing. It definitely does. It could be on the men's side or the women's side. With men, they like to show them women half naked and all that, so they can feel. And it plays into it because a lot of men spend money on women's OnlyFans and everything like that because they be seeing them have they're looking how they looking on the internet. I ain't gonna get into all that, but you know how it is, man. They be anime figure all kind of stuff like that. So that's one thing that they try to do, play into men's insecurities and everything like that. But yeah, it's very crazy, man. Like the way the world going, I advise men to just, like I said, you gonna have to find a law. That's what I'm basically saying. Find a law, because that's definitely gonna help you out a lot. And critical thinking too, man. You got to learn how to critical think and not have that victim mindset. That victim mindset.
So that's it, bro. The next thing is fitness. All right. Why fitness? What's this whole thing about fitness? I thought body positivity. I thought it's who I am on the inside that matters.
Yeah.
Bro, shut up. Listen, you got no excuse to be looking the way you looking and to be out of shape and not be doing something about it. Now, here's the thing. I'm not coming for brothers that are out of shape. I just said if you're out of shape and not doing anything about it.
Right.
Because if you're out of shape and you're doing something about it, who you are up here is shredded, six pack. This is who you want to be. But who you are outside might be from years of overeating and binging and all this. But at least you're making steps towards it. So I'm not going to come for you, bro. But the brothers that are out of shape and not doing anything about it, bro, you pulling up to the masajid, you might be a sheikh, you might be an imam. And this is not a jab at your scholarship, not even the slightest. But do you not understand the seerah? Do you not understand the deen that you're preaching? How the Prophet ﷺ never had his belly over his chest? There were narrations mentioning his chest was over his belly, bro.
Yeah.
And do you not want to model the best of creation?
Right.
Did Allah not give you this body as a test? What Quran are you reading, bro? Is there like another edition where it says just focus on the inner me, body positivity, don't worry about your physique? No. Right. Rather, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned we should have ihsan, excellence in everything that we do. Right. Not just in matters of dunya, but in deen too.
Yeah.
So if you really internalize that and you walk the walk, you're not just going to talk the talk.
Right.
Then you understand that gym is important, nutrition is important, and this is why we're going to very easily just quickly go over this in a very skimmable way. It's not going to be anything deep, nothing complex. I'm not going to tell you to macros, none of this. Simply put, number one, cut out processed food. Stop having all this junk. Bro, I cannot tell you what I eat in a day without 99% of people not believing what I eat. I'm eating probably one meal a day. This is just what I do. I have about 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day, maybe 1,000 to 1,300. That's really low.
Right.
But I don't feel hungry because what I eat, and this is all I eat, right?
Yeah.
I eat lamb, chicken, I'll eat eggs. I'm talking the organic free range eggs. We can talk about that in a little bit. I'm having vegetables. I'm having, that's it, bro. Yeah. Honestly, that's really it. Just meat and vegetables and eggs. You don't need anything else. You get the fiber from the vegetables, you get the micronutrients, the vitamins and the minerals, you get the protein from the meat. That's it. I'm getting about 170 grams of protein a day, which is pretty high, just from this real food. You don't need all this processed garbage. I barely eat out. Even when I eat out, I look at what I eat. I rarely have things that come out of a box. If something has a label on it, it's packaged or processed. I'm probably not gonna eat that, bro.
Right.
I eat things that are natural, that grew on God's green earth, such as animals and crops. That's it, bro. Mentally and physically, you're gonna feel insane. So this is number one. Try to cut out junk food, and if you can't, because you're an NPC, I get it. Limit how much junk food that you consume. That's it. Limit it.
Definitely got to limit.
3 times a week. That's it. Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
And another thing is drink a lot of water.
That too.
I try to get a minimum of a gallon of water a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit more than that. So that's about 4 liters that I try to aim for a day. And yes, you're gonna be going to the washroom a lot. What do you expect? You're just gonna hold all this in and implode? No.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
But drink a lot of water and space it through the day. Don't chug on this water. Be hydrated, be good.
Yeah.
Have a lot of lemons too. I have about like a lemon a day. I try to have because lemons will give you that high vitamin C, which is really good for your immune system, without too much carbs. You know what I mean? So I'm not out here having mangoes and oranges and all this. Another thing is I have organic free range eggs. This is different. It's a little bit pricier than normal eggs. It's not, but you got to invest in yourself. You're out here spending on OnlyFans models, bro, and you're not gonna buy organic free range eggs. Come on, explain to me the dissonance, bro.
Yeah.
You know you're spending money on things you shouldn't be.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, a carton of 12 pack eggs costs probably as much as a shawarma, bro.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, oh, I don't have money to afford that, bro. Just don't have that shawarma. You know what I mean? Free range organic eggs are allowed to go outside.
Yeah.
They basically get real sunlight. So the vitamin D that they have is what's coming to you.
Right.
The eggs that you find that are cheap, right? Cheaper by the dozen, like $1 or $2. These are the eggs that they're in a tiny little coop indoor.
Hmm. They're
They
right beside
never
each other.
see exactly. They never see the light of day. They never
Mhm.
see the sun. There's probably 10 hens in a square foot. I kid you not. I'm not making this up, by the way. 10 hens in a square foot. And what type of life is that? And they're just injecting them with pro hormones, antibiotics. I kid you not. And that's what you're eating. That's the chicken that you eat.
Right.
These animals grow up on soy,
Yeah.
which will feminize you. They grow up on it. It's not real food that they're
They're
having.
fed. Yeah.
They're caged. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
when you eat that, it'll basically shoot up your inflammation.
Right.
I want to get too sciencey, but we have omega 3 and omega 6,
Mm.
right? Omega 3s are good for us. Omega 6 are not really what's good for us. Omega 6 is, from what I know, it's one of the two. Because I am kind of sleep deprived, bro. So you gotta forgive me. But one of the two, I believe it's omega 6 is pro-inflammatory.
Yeah.
So chickens will have a crazy high ratio of omega 6 to 3
Yeah.
if they're indoors because of
Yeah.
all the chemicals and stuff. But when you eat real eggs and real chickens that are roaming, you don't have that problem.
Right.
These chickens are out here having dirt, not dirt, like worms and real
Yeah.
other animals and bugs. That's what chickens are supposed to do,
Yeah.
and you'll feel the difference in your testosterone. So this is number two. Another thing is going to be to sleep. Right?
You
There's a
gotta
reason
sleep.
Allah has made sleep about a third of our entire life in this dunya. So you know how when we were in the barzakh, bro,
Yeah.
we were in the realm of the souls,
Yeah.
and Allah asked us that question. My slave, do you wanna go into the dunya?
Yeah.
Do you wanna live this life in the chances that you could go to Jannah? You could be better than the angels if you actually live a rightful life, or do you not? And clean slate, khalas.
Yeah.
And we all took on that challenge, bro. A
Yeah.
lot of atheists are like, I didn't ask to be born. You quite did.
Yeah.
You just forgot. Anyway, at that time when Allah, sent us into this dunya, we understand how much of a test this is. When you really understand that we took Allah's challenge, we really accepted this. Now, here's the thing: because we accepted this, we know how important every living second is of the day.
Right.
1/3 of the day, approximately, is sleep. This is
Mm.
very important. So it might sound like, oh, why am I wasting time sleeping? I'd rather overwork. Listen, nothing is more important than sleep.
Yeah.
So if you want to get on top of your sleep, start waking up early, start sleeping early, right? I don't practice this myself. I'm just saying it as it is because I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Mm.
So I'm telling you, like, I'm in a point in my life right now where I am getting more work done at night.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. It's like post Ramadan, bro. I'm trying to adjust.
Yeah.
But the ideal, obviously, we can still do the ideal, is sleep earlier, wake up earlier. Don't eat and drink too much before bed.
Yeah.
So in the last like 2 hours before bed, don't eat and drink too much. Otherwise, you're not gonna sleep fully rested and relaxed. Your
Right.
bladder's gonna be full. You're gonna wake up rushing to the washroom. You know what I mean? Sleep in the dark, pitch black. I'm talking blackout curtains if you can. If you can't, get an eye mask, right?
Mm.
Sleeping mask.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Anhel from the Three Muslims. He put me on game on the eye mask.
Eye
So I was
mask.
with him in New York for a week,
Yeah.
and the whole time, bro, I was using his eye mask. He wasn't even using his own eye mask, bro. It was that good. I was like, bro, I'm gonna steal your eye mask. He was gonna give it to me too, but I was like,
Yeah.
nah, bro, I'm not gonna do that much. Come on.
Yeah.
But it was good, and I asked him to send me a link, and he did.
Yeah.
So the eye mask is key. Sleeping in relaxed, comfortable, loose clothing, nothing too tight, not being too warm, not being too hot. And if you are married, which inshallah, Allah can, get you to that point if you level up and ask Allah enough for a pious wife.
Right.
Sleeping with a spouse is uncomparable compared to sleeping by yourself. I'm not talking about intimacy. I'm talking just sleeping with someone. It's so much better. There's more oxytocin. You feel
Yeah.
more relaxed. It boosts your testosterone. It's much better.
Right.
All these things, all these factors in, you will have much better sleep quality than if you don't. Now, I still want you guys to go to a medical practitioner or a sleep therapist and go into a lot of disorders if you still have bad sleep. Sometimes you might have sleep apnea. Sometimes you might have some actual problem, bro, a medical condition that needs to be sorted out. But in most cases, I generally think it's as simple as the things that I'm saying
Right.
to have bulletproof sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That does make a lot of sense. You teach me some things too. About I ain't know about the lemon and everything like that. Like eating a lemon is good too. I ain't know that.
Yeah, lemon's good, bro. I'm not gonna do anything crazy now and say eat the skin too, bro, and eat it like a fruit. None of that, bro.
Yeah.
But what I will say is juice the lemon, right?
Yeah.
And just put in some water, and it's
Mhm.
fine. And it's really gonna help your skin. It's gonna help your pH. You're not gonna need fake chemicals when you got the real deal. So
Yeah.
this is gonna be number one, or number 3 or 4. The
Mhm.
next thing, and we're gonna quickly wrap up fitness, is if you're doing this with whole foods, you're eating the types of foods that I'm telling you:
Yeah.
meat, protein, vegetables, barely any carbs. If you have to listen, I personally don't eat carbs, like
Yeah.
barely. But if you have to eat carbs, like potatoes, bro,
Mm.
potatoes and sweet potatoes, I do eat carbs, like by extension of the vegetables and fruits. I don't eat starchy carbs, high glycemic, white rice, oatmeal, cereal. I don't do this stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
Yogurt, none of this. But if you have to, do potatoes. Potatoes are better for you.
Mm.
Now, the main takeaway is if you are eating these types of foods, you can't overeat 2, 3, 4,000 calories. You can't.
Facts.
It's only if you're eating calorie dense junk food. You go to McDonald's, bro. You buy a double quarter pounder with cheese, right? And I guarantee you, bro, the stuff they put in this, it doesn't fill you up.
Nope.
So you're
It
probably
don't.
gonna get you're probably gonna get 2 burgers, bro, minimum,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know a single person that's gone to McDonald's and got 1 burger in front of me. I've never seen that. So you're getting 2 burgers.
Yeah.
You're getting probably 1 fry, probably a medium or large fry.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the cookies at the front, bro. And the way they only put 1 or 2 cookies there, and you're
Yeah.
gonna be telling yourself, "Oh, that's a sign it was there for me.
Yeah.
That's my cookies they're holding, bro. There's only 2 left. I
Yeah.
gotta get it. I can't just not get it."
Yeah.
You get that. It's time for a drink. They're gonna ask you what
Mm-hmm.
you want to drink. You got all these variety, all these. You got 10 types of Coke now, and you're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, which one do I want?" You're gonna probably get a McFlurry, bro.
McFlurry.
But
Yep.
yeah, you're having 3,500 calories
Mm-hmm.
in everything you just ate, and you're gonna be hungry in 2 hours again.
Facts.
But the foods that I'm telling you, bro, I'm not telling people to do this, by the way. I'm just sharing what I do.
Yeah.
My first meal is around 9 to 10 p.m.
Mm.
Literally like 2 hours, 3 hours before I go to sleep. That's my first meal.
Wow.
And that's all I'm eating. And then I don't eat for the next entire day until
Until
this time. And I'm not hungry, bro. I
yeah.
literally am not hungry.
Mm.
I'm chilling. I'm going to the gym. I'm working out. I'm doing cardio. I'm doing me. And it is what it is. Like, it's amazing.
Right.
Whereas if I actually eat more frequently through the day, I'll get hungrier.
Mm.
So the secret to weight loss or fat loss is going to be to get into a style of intermittent fasting,
Fasting. Yeah.
right? And the reason is whenever you wake up in the day, the second you eat something, you basically get what's known as an insulin spike.
Mm.
So an insulin spike is basically going to be insulin's a hormone that basically soaks up carbs that you eat from your blood into your cells, and it just delivers it where it's supposed to be. Kind of like a mailman takes your packages and puts it, brings it to you from
Yeah.
the shipping facility to your house, to your doorstep. So
Mm.
similarly, insulin basically takes carbs from the food you eat into the blood, and then it takes it from the blood into your cells. It delivers it where it needs to be.
Mm.
Very simple.
Yeah.
So insulin spike means when you eat a lot of carbs, it spikes up how much insulin your body releases so it can do their job and
Right.
process these carbs. The second you get your first insulin spike, the next one's going to come very soon after.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is if you wake up and you eat a breakfast at 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 7 a.m., by noon, you're going to get another insulin spike. You're going to get hungry again.
Right.
And by 3 p.m., you're going to get hungry again.
Again, yeah.
7 p.m., you're getting hungry again. For me, because I've trained my body to not eat until, let's say, 1 meal a day or after Maghrib, after Isha,
Mm-hmm.
or around Maghrib, I'm basically not going to have any insulin spike when I wake up. So I don't wake up starving, bro.
Mm.
I don't wake up hungry. Like if you have a crap ton of carbs before bed, you're going to wake up starving, bro.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
going to have heartburn.
Yeah.
You're going to eat all these things, you're going to be like, oh, I can only think of food. I don't get this, bro. I get all my work done during the day. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. So I'm not a slave to food. And the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is to eat as less as possible.
Yeah.
He would just take a few bites here and there, barely eating. And the Prophet ﷺ mentioned if you can't do that, then have 1/3 food, 1/3 water, and 1/3 air in your stomach.
Mm.
A lot of people just jump straight to this. No, the Prophet ﷺ mentioned if you can't do the former,
Yeah.
then do this. And even then, he would make sure everyone else is fed before he fed himself.
Mm.
right? There were narrations where he would basically tie like, like a rock or something on his abdomen to basically look like he's fed, so
Yeah.
other people wouldn't feel like, they're overstepping and eating more than the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Mm.
This is what he would do. And why? Because he understood that life is bigger than just temporary worldly delusions. You know what I
Right.
mean? He would not sleep in the most comfortable of beds, bro. Being the messenger of Allah, the best of creation, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he wouldn't.
Mm.
And he would have other people around him more comfortable than him in dunya, because he
Mm.
understood his priorities. So I'm not saying not to enjoy the dunya. What I'm saying is detach to these worldly drugs. They are drugs, bro. If you
Yeah.
knew the chemicals they put in our food,
Yeah.
just the psychoactive chemicals to be addicting, when you really study the pharmacology and science of food, is dangerous, bro. So all these things, they're just distractions.
Mm.
See, I'm from Bangladesh, right?
Yeah.
So my grandfather, Allah yarhamu, he passed away in January, and me and
Wow.
my dad had to take a quick last minute trip to Bangladesh to, bury him and to do the janaza, the
Yeah.
funeral, and then we came back. It was literally like 5-6 days max.
Yeah.
And I remember when we went there. I want to give a huge shout out, by the way, to my dad, Allah Mubarak. He's a force, bro, because him losing his father
Yeah.
in January, continuing to work as a man, continuing to provide,
Right.
continuing to just do all of his responsibilities. And I'm sure at parts, bro, it was killing him inside. He was probably aching. But at the end of the day, regardless of how he felt, he still showed up every single day as a man and did what he needed to do.
Right.
And at the end of the day, this is the definition of qawam. When it's like when Allah says in the Quran that men should be qawam, that you got to be a real man about it. You can't just be a little ass boy. So
Mm-hmm.
regardless of how he felt, he could have made these excuses. Oh, I lost my father. I'm gonna take time off this. I'm gonna do this. No, nothing. He processed it and handled it like a man, however he could.
Yeah.
Allah Mubarak, may Allah bless him. And he continued to just do what he had to do as a man every single day.
Right.
Anyway, we're in Bangladesh, right?
Yeah.
And bro, the food back home. These people eat 5-6 times a day. They got all these curries and rotis and all this good stuff, right? I
Yeah.
love it. I
Yeah.
love it. They thought I was weird for eating. At that point, I wasn't eating one meal a day. I was eating 2 meals a day.
Mm.
They thought I was weird for doing that. They'll take it as disrespect if you don't eat their food. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, no, I don't really want it,
Yeah.
bro. I'm seeing people going on firsts.
Yeah.
Then they going on seconds.
Second. Yep.
They're going on thirds. Listen, the food was so good. Wallahi, I wanted to get seconds every single time, but I didn't. I just didn't because I knew it's a trap, bro.
Yeah.
And I literally came back from Bangladesh. By the way, what I'm about to say right now, not trying to, boast,
Yeah.
but this is pretty commendable.
Yeah.
I came back from a vacation back home and I did not gain a single pound. This is
Wow.
unheard of, bro.
Yeah.
You can't go back to Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, Middle East, wherever, all these good foods and come back with no weight gain because I stayed on top of it. Because
Yeah.
I knew, bro, if I get lost in the sauce, I'm coming back with 10, 15 pounds
Yeah.
minimum.
Yeah.
So, and I saw people around me taking seconds. It looked so good to me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew if I do this in another 2-3 hours, they're gonna bring desserts, they're gonna bring snacks. I'm gonna be
Right.
hungry again. There's
Yeah.
no point. And I was also it was a very emotional time too because my grandfather just passed away. Allah
Right.
yarhamu. So going there and burying him, it was a very different experience than a lot of other deaths where it's kind of like you just hear someone pass away,
Yeah.
but you're not actively going and seeing the body and seeing, once it's prepared and cleaned and then burying him with your own 2 hands,
Right.
which I did with my dad and his brother, which is the three of us lowering him to the grave.
Mm.
That's a different experience, bro. It's
Yeah.
it's gonna hit you more differently and more intensely about the finality of life,
Right.
how temporary everything is.
Right.
So, alhamdulillah, that's another thing that happened, and it brought me closer. And I didn't really change my diet in that. A lot of people they change their diet to the tune of the drums of their day.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
traveling now, so I'm not gonna be able to eat my normal food, so I'm just gonna eat out. Bro,
Yeah.
why? Get an Airbnb. Don't
Yeah.
get a hotel. Hotels are traps. Get an Airbnb. You got a kitchen. Go
Yeah.
grocery shopping, bro. I
Yeah.
went with Angel to Iceland, right?
Mm.
On a little trip to Iceland. And if I can recall, all we ate was lamb, fish, sweet potatoes. We literally went to Airbnbs that had kitchens.
Yeah.
We went to grocery stores.
Yeah.
Bro, you're in Iceland. You want to see the volcanoes? You want to see the glaciers? You're gonna get what's from Shaitan telling you don't waste time cooking. It didn't take that much time.
Right.
It took us probably 30 minutes to make these meals together every single night.
Yeah.
It was healthy, and we were good, and we saved money too. At the end of the day, so this is just like a side thing. Like, there's no excuse you can have for not
Yeah.
eating right. unless you have literally are going through something crazy, bro, like a divorce, a
Yeah.
breakup, something like that. Even then, bro, I've been through these difficult times in my life, like losing a loved one, or having a very shift or severe shift in my life circumstances, right? And I get it. I've been through that, but I didn't fold under pressure. I didn't resort to eating trash. I
Yeah.
didn't. So, but I get it. Everyone's gonna be different. Some people have stress eating, which and binge eating, which is itself, you should get that checked out.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's no excuse to maintain a certain standard for the sake of Allah under any circumstance possible.
Discipline.
For example, discipline, exactly. This standard is something that you need to set for yourself. I
Mm.
can't set this for you. Sheedskii can't set this for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Three Muslims podcast can't set this for you. Muhammad Hijab can't set this for you. May Allah bless him. You got to set this for your own self.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. You know what? My standard's 5 times a day. I got to pray.
Yeah.
I'm in the airport. Oh, what are people going to think? Should I just miss a prayer? Should I pray later? No, pray. This standard might be I'm going to do 1 hour of physical activity per day.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable. Oh, I'm traveling. I don't have a gym. Okay, go on a walk. The hotel, Airbnb,
Yeah.
they got a little bit of a gym in the lobby or something. No matter what, I'm gonna try to eat as clean as possible.
Right.
Cool. You're traveling. All you see are different junk food. Bro, go on Google Maps. Find out a nice Afghan place with rice and kebab, something a little bit more cleaner than this processed artificial burgers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Go eat that. So the standard that you set as a man should be followed through no matter what every single day. It
Right.
shouldn't matter how you feel. It
Yeah.
shouldn't matter what's going on, how much money you got in your bank account, if your wife still loves you, if
Mm-hmm.
your parents are still on good terms with you. Nothing, none of this. No matter what, this standard that you have in front of Allah, non-negotiable, never
Right.
changes.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely a deep dive in fitness and everything like that and nutrition. Like, yeah, you gave everybody a lot. I want everybody watching this to take that in and, like I said, and develop a strategy that works for you. Cause like he said, I can't give you that strategy to the T. Fire, I can't give you the strategy to a T. The whole podcast can give you the strategy to a T. You gotta learn it yourself, but don't go back on your word. Discipline is what's really gonna help you self-improve. You got to have discipline, whatever you do. Like I said, you go ahead.
Let me give you a story, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take too long because we both gotta go to Jummah. No, unless you've already been.
I gotta
But
go.
yeah, we gotta go. So I have a task, right, that I have to get done.
Yeah.
And basically, for the three Muslims, me, Rami, Anhel, we all have different roles and responsibilities.
Mm.
So in our streams, anyone that watches our streams, they know that we have a little bit of a countdown in the beginning. It's like a 5-minute countdown.
Yeah.
Now we are actually in the process of rebranding our entire channel,
Mm.
clean logos, different thumbnails. You're welcome, guys. We're handling it, but we're doing a different countdown.
Yeah.
In the countdown, one of my friends, Yahya Busir, he's an influencer. He's also he's a reciter of the Quran. Allah Barak, may Allah preserve him and increase him. Ameen. We took a Quran recitation of Surah Yasin from him, and we basically put it into the countdown, and it's a different countdown now. So now I have a task of basically taking the countdown that we have, and because I edit a lot of stuff for the channel,
Right.
I have to now put the audio of brother Yahya of Surah Yasin into the countdown, and I gotta add in English translations of the Quran. My God, bro, listen, adding captions unless it's
Yeah.
auto-generated, bro. What type of AI can auto-generate Arabic, bro? They don't know this right now, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
translate it, it's not happening.
Yeah.
So I have to manually do it, right?
Right.
Yesterday, I had something that I just ran into some problem, and I had to handle this at night, right? This is the dunya. Shaitan's gonna test us either with our wealth, with our family, with our relationships. It's normal, bro.
Right.
So I had something like this come up, and I was supposed to get this done, and I messaged Rami, and I was like, bro, like, I'm just handling something right now. I haven't gotten this done yet.
Yeah.
Because Rami was he wanted to go over it and kind of, Rami, may Allah preserve Rami. He was gonna proofread it, kind of make sure all the words are proper, all the translations are good. I didn't accidentally put one verse translation to another verse while Yahya was reciting, so it's like on point, just like any Quran recitation you find, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably waiting on me for that. So he just messaged me, is it done? I was like, nah, this is what happened. Like, I didn't give him details, but I was like, I'm just going through something right now. He's like, it's okay, bro. Like, may Allah make it easy on you. Like, just don't worry about doing it tonight.
Yeah.
I'll get it from you whenever you send it.
Yeah.
And bro, in that moment, I knew, bro, once you set a standard for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter how you feel. I'm mentally drained. Now I'm physically drained. It's late night. I'm like, bro, I want to go to sleep. And I just did it anyway. I didn't go to sleep until I finished it.
Right.
So I made sure everything was done. I sent it to the group chat, and Rami's checking over that. He already sent me some feedback, by the way. May Allah bless him, saying Yasin should be spelled like this and not this. Allah Mubarak. And I'll finish these, final touches today. But the
Mm.
point is, I didn't let go of the standard that I set myself to operate in just for how I feel.
Right.
The bed is warm, it's cozy under the blanket. I'm tired, perfect mood. You just want to go to sleep. No, bro. No, like don't don't do it. Don't go into rest and comfort until everything is done as a man.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you to overwork yourself. But if you tell yourself you're going to do something, do you really think there's no consequences when you don't do it and you don't follow through?
Right.
Your subconscious brain, the thing that I'm telling you, is picking up from stuff that happened to you when you were a kid, all this trauma, all this abuse, all this hurt. The same brain, the subconscious, is going to pick up on the things that you didn't follow through on. So you're quite literally going to have a negative self-image. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
If you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you might tell yourself consciously, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Bro, your subconscious knows you're not a capable guy anymore.
Right.
It knows. It literally knows. This guy said he's going to do it. He didn't do it. So probably next time he's not going to do it.
You're
So
not gonna do
let's
it.
just be
Yeah.
lazy next time. Let's not even urge him to go.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you telling yourself that? Your self-image, how your body and mind perceives you yourself alone, depends on your integrity as a man. Integrity meaning, do you follow through and stay at that standard and principle that you set under every circumstance, or do you just fold to whatever direction the wind blows from every single day?
Right. Yeah, like I said, I agree the exact same way. Basically, discipline, that's gonna help your self-improvement journey a lot. Like if you have that discipline to achieve things in your life, self-improvement is gonna be an easy journey. More
Mhm.
or less everything is discipline. Like, for example, like if you're gonna start getting better with the Quran and following what Allah tells you to do, discipline. You want to get better with eating, discipline. You want to get better going to the gym, discipline. You want to get better on social media, it's all discipline. What I want you guys to take away is to you got to develop something that works for you. You got to develop something that works for you. The things you want out of life, I advise people to write down your goals and everything, what you want to achieve out of life, and make a method to get to it, because everything's achievable. I don't believe that no one on this planet can't achieve what they want to do in their life. I believe everyone's here for a reason. Everybody has different reasons. The reason that you have is not the reason that I have to be here. So everybody has their own reason of doing things. But what you have to do is find a way to achieve those things. Find a way and don't give up. Don't never give up. That's one thing I want to tell men too. Never give up. Never give up. Because you give up, you're further away than what you would have been if you would have kept going. Stay
Listen,
focused.
you got the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. It's not that much complicated.
Right.
You're either gonna have the hurt on, oh, you know what? I had to grind. Now I'm tired. Oh, I have to keep going. I have to endure. Or you're gonna have the pain of not getting there in the first place.
Let's
Oh,
think
what if
about
I
it.
actually could have achieved it?
Right. Let's think about it. I don't think nobody's watching this wants to get older and be like, man, I wish I would have did this when I was younger. I wish I would have went hard on that business I want to. I wish I would have went hard in the gym. Maybe my body would look better than what it does now. Like things like that should make you just want to stay disciplined on your goals and everything like that. Or like even at like think about Judgment Day. You want to just throw away your deen and then come to Judgment Day and be like, man, I wish I would have done this. It's no turning back. It's no turning back with anything with life. I want everybody to keep going with what they're doing and stay focused. Like I said, stay focused, keep focused on what you want to do, because everybody has different goals. Like my goal is different for everybody else's goals on this stream here. But I want everybody to just find what they like to do, find what they're passionate about, and go for it. Go for it. Everything. Do it in Allah's, good grace. Do it like that. Don't do it the done your way. Do it the right way and everything like that. But find you everything you want to do in life and just go achieve it. Just go work hard. Work hard. Work hard. Cause like I said, it's a lot of things that us men have problems with. It's a lot of things that like I said, it's a lot of mental problems and everything like that. But don't regret. Like I said, don't live a life of just, I don't want you guys to live a life of regret. I want you guys to achieve everything you want to do. So like I said, just stay focused. That's the best I can tell everybody. Stay focused. You're going to achieve your goals. Just stay focused and develop a plan, meditate, journal, do all them things. Them things will help you conquer everything that you have in your mind to achieve your goals.
Inshallah. And I pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it easy for all of us, bro, and allows us to achieve all of our goals in this dunya
Right.
and have a better akhirah, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Finances, we didn't talk about it, but I don't think we have too much time.
Yeah.
So just simply put, bro, maybe we'll do another podcast on finance alone. I like where this is going, but make sure, guys, simply put, don't be spending more than you're earning. Bare minimum. You know, anyone can do this. I don't care if you're self-employed, if you're employed, if you're freelance, whatever. Do not spend more than you're earning. Debt is real.
Yeah.
And on the day of judgment, do you really, when we're only indebted to Allah, we only belong to Allah. Imagine on the day of judgment, like, oh, there was this $10,000 that I owed this person, $20,000 that I did this loan, this mortgage, this, and I died with this. I don't know if you want to be in that predicament on the day of judgment, bro. Just not even Islamically, just think about it, bro. Like, you really want, what are you gonna say to Allah? And at the end of the day, we shouldn't be indebted as human beings, as Muslims, as mu'mineen, to anyone else.
Yeah.
Now, this doesn't mean you can't take a loan if it's like Sharia compliant and you do your best to pay back, and you know, you it's like on a as needed basis, like you desperate need emergency. That's a different thing, bro. I'm talking people that are just, oh, I'm gonna use my nuffs to have a $2,000 credit card bill this month, and I only got paid $1,000, and now the credit card's due. It says $10 minimum payment, and I'll just put the rest on loan or on interest. Oh, I'll just pay the $10. Bro, the dunya is designed to control you. Control yourself so the dunya can't have any say on controlling you in the matter whatsoever. Do not go into debt. And if you are in it, try to get out of it as soon as possible. That should be your first priority.
Stay away from
it. Stay away from debt. And financial literacy is paramount in your life to level up as a high value man in Islam and in the dunya. So how do you do that? We'll make a video on it, inshallah. There's plenty of resources online. Try to leave this matrix. If you're working a 9 to 5, I'm not gonna knock a 9 to 5, bro. Do your hustle, but 9 to 5, as long as you're getting paid and they know that you are a scarce commodity, they're paying you well because you're not just an employee. They need you. They can't have another firm or company have you. That's fine. But if you're working a 9 to 5 and you know that you're replaceable, do something to prepare for something else. I'm not telling you to quit your job right away. Have a side hustle. Have some way out where you have value that you bring to the table.
What I tell people is use a 9 to 5 as a stepping stool. Use a stepping stool to achieve your goals and everything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get away from, like, I'm not gonna tell people not to go get a 9 to 5 because you start from $0. I advise you, because you're gonna have to work your way up.
You gotta pay the bills, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay the bills. Like, if you're an adult, you're gonna have to pay the bills. So you're gonna have to start somewhere. But on your free time, I don't want to hear nobody talking about I'm tired. Oh, I'm just so sleepy and everything like that. That's a slave mind. That's what they want you to do. They want you to be so tired when you get off of work that you won't work on yourself to escape the matrix. So basically what I tell everybody to do is, use that 9 to 5 as a stepping stool and find what you're passionate about. Work on that on the side. And then at some point, that side hustle will become the main hustle. Then you escape.
100%, bro. I think that was beautifully put. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about, bro, before we wrap up the stream? Any more questions or anything?
No, that's it, man. Like I said, I enjoyed having you on. We need to do another one on finances again and, you know, talk more deeply into that. But I do appreciate you coming through and everything like that. And I just want to tell everybody, if you are not subscribed to the Three Muslim channel, definitely go check them out. Them brothers are doing a great thing. You guys check them out. They got a lot of great podcasts, a lot of great information. You seen today, we heard a lot. So go definitely check their channel out. Check out Faiyad's channel. You do fitness coaching too, right?
I'm basically, I do fitness coaching websites right there. But in terms of my my own YouTube channel, the one that's titled in this video on YouTube, I'm gonna basically really focus on my channel in the next few days even. So stay tuned for a lot of real conversations like this on Muslim self-improvement, inshallah.
Inshallah. But I want to say thank you everybody for coming to the stream. Hope you all enjoyed
it. How many viewers we got, bro? I can't see it.
We had 10. I gotta rebuild. We rebuild.
Now that's money, bro. That's money. Listen, even if we can help one person and inspire one person, that's all that matters, bro. The numbers don't matter.
Yeah, that's why I said numbers don't matter. That's one thing too. I want y'all to learn that too, chat. Numbers don't matter, likes don't matter. You gotta do what you want to do in life. So but I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. Make sure you guys check out the Three Muslim channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. it's we're out of here. You guys be safe. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah. Alhamdulillah.
Keep us in your du'as. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam.